Did you know that over 65% of seniors who move in with their adult children experience a significant crisis within the first year? Many end up feeling trapped, helpless, and deeply regretful of their decision. In this video, I'll reveal the 5 devastating nightmares that happen when parents move in with their adult children after 65, and how you can avoid these painful situations completely. Let me tell you about Barbara. She was 68 when she decided to sell her home and move in with her daughter Heather's family. It'll be perfect, they both thought. We'll save money, help each other, and strengthen our bond. But within just 3 months, their once loving relationship had become strained with resentment and tension. Barbara felt she had lost her voice and independence, while Heather felt overwhelmed with unexpected caregiving responsibilities. Unfortunately, they didn't recognize these problems until the damage was already done. Let's dive into the 5 nightmares that occur when parents move in with their adult children after 65. Nightmare 1. Loss of independence and dignity. The moment you move into your child's home, you instantly become a guest in someone else's world, no longer the decision maker in your own life. Think about that for a moment. How would it feel to suddenly need permission for everyday activities you've been doing independently for decades? According to gerontologists at the National Institute on Aging, loss of autonomy is the one psychological struggle seniors face when moving in with children. This sudden shift from homeowner to houseguest creates a devastating impact on your self-worth and mental health. Take William, a 73-year-old retired accountant who moved in with his son's family after his wife passed away. Within weeks, simple decisions like when to eat dinner or what TV show to watch were no longer his to make. When he wanted to visit friends, he had to ask for a ride or check if it would disrupt the family schedule. I went from running my own household to feeling like I needed permission to use the kitchen, William confessed. I started avoiding common areas just to not be in the way. Are you prepared to ask permission to have friends over or to explain why you want to rearrange furniture in your bedroom? These small daily indignities accumulate rapidly, eroding your sense of self. Here's what you must do instead. Before making this life-changing decision, establish clear boundaries in writing. Create a detailed independence agreement that outlines your privacy zones, your right to maintain your own schedule, and your ability to come and go as you please. Be specific about which spaces are communal, which are private, and how decisions will be made about shared resources. Have you considered how quickly your lifelong independence could disappear once you move in with your children? Don't wait until you're feeling trapped to establish these boundaries. By then, it's often too late to reverse the damage. Nightmare 2. Financial tensions and misunderstandings. When seniors move in with adult children, money issues create explosive conflicts that can tear families apart within months. Are you prepared for the awkward conversations about who pays for what, or the unspoken resentments that build when financial expectations aren't clearly defined? Financial planners specializing in elder care report that 78% of intergenerational households experience serious financial conflicts within the first 6 months of living together. These tensions often start small, but escalate rapidly. Consider what happened to Patricia, who moved in with her daughter's family at 70. She contributed to groceries and utilities, but never knew if she was paying enough. Meanwhile, her daughter and son-in-law were struggling with their mortgage, but felt uncomfortable asking for more. The tension built silently until a massive argument erupted over a $200 electric bill. I felt like a burden, Patricia recalled, but I also felt taken advantage of because they never told me what they actually needed financially. Do you know exactly how much your presence will cost your children's household? Have you discussed who will pay for increased utilities, food, or potential home modifications? Here's what you need to do immediately. Create a detailed financial agreement before moving in. Specify exactly what you'll contribute monthly, which expenses are shared, and which remain separate. Include provisions for how financial decisions will be made and how disagreements will be resolved. Review this agreement quarterly to address changing needs and prevent resentment from building. The most devastating financial conflicts often arise not from lack of money, but from lack of clear communication. Are you willing to risk your relationship with your children over misunderstandings about money? Act now to prevent these conflicts before they start. Nightmare 3. Irreparable damage to parent-child relationships. The most devastating nightmare of moving in with adult children is watching your loving relationship transform into a caretaker-dependent dynamic that destroys years of family bonds. Have you considered how quickly your role can change from respected parent to dependent burden? A longitudinal study from the Journal of Gerontology revealed that 62% of parent-adult-child relationships suffer severe, often permanent damage after cohabitation lasting longer than 1 year. This transformation happens so gradually that most families don't notice until it's too late. Look at what happened to Thomas, once close with his daughter Samantha. He moved in at 69 after a minor stroke. As Samantha took on more caregiving responsibilities, their relationship changed dramatically. Within months, they weren't father and daughter anymore, just an exhausted caregiver and a dependent patient. Samantha began avoiding coming home, while Thomas felt like an unwelcome burden. "The last conversation we had as father and daughter was before I moved in," Thomas said. "After that, every interaction centered around my health, my needs, or household tensions." Their relationship never recovered, even after Thomas moved to an assisted living facility. The damage was permanent. Are you prepared to risk the relationship you've built with your child over decades? Can your relationship survive the transition from parent-child to caregiver-recipient? Here's what you must do to protect your relationship. Maintain your relationship by establishing regular family time that is completely separate from caregiving duties. These should be protected times when you interact purely as family members, not as caregiver and care recipient. Additionally, consider hiring outside help for personal care needs from the beginning, even if it seems unnecessary at first. This ensures your child remains your family, not your caretaker. Remember, once your relationship transforms into a caregiver-dependent dynamic, it's extremely difficult to reverse. Are you willing to sacrifice your relationship with your child for the convenience of shared housing? This is a decision you must make with full awareness of the risks. Nightmare 4. Clash of lifestyles and daily routines. Living with adult children after 65 means having your lifelong habits and routines suddenly treated as inconvenient, annoying, or even ridiculous. Have you thought about how your daily patterns will mesh with a household that operates on an entirely different schedule? Geriatric psychologists report that lifestyle conflicts are cited in 83% of failed intergenerational living arrangements, according to the American Association of Senior Living. These conflicts often seem minor at first, but become major sources of tension over time. Consider Richard, a 72-year-old early riser who moved in with his night owl daughter's family. His 5 a.m. coffee routine disrupted their sleep, while their late-night TV watching kept him awake. His preference for news programs clashed with the grandchildren's cartoons. His dietary needs required special foods that confused the family's grocery shopping. "I felt like everything I did irritated someone," Richard explained. "Eventually, I started staying in my room to avoid causing problems, but that just made me feel isolated and depressed." What started as minor irritations escalated into daily arguments about who had the right to use common spaces and when. After 8 months of increasing tension, Richard moved out, but the relationship had already suffered significant damage. Are your daily habits compatible with your children's lifestyle? Have you discussed how different sleep schedules, noise preferences, eating habits, or television choices will be accommodated? Here's your immediate action plan. Before moving in, document everyone's daily schedules and identify potential conflicts. Create a household calendar that respects everyone's routines. Consider modifying home spaces to create sound barriers or separate activity areas. Establish clear guidelines for common areas and be willing to adapt some of your routines to fit the new living situation. The clash of lifestyles seems manageable at first, but day after day, week after week, these small frictions accumulate into major resentments. Don't underestimate how quickly these conflicts can escalate from minor annoyances to relationship-ending arguments. Nightmare 5. Impact on your adult child's marriage and family life. Your presence in your child's home can cause irreparable damage to their marriage, with 43% of couples reporting serious marital stress after a parent moves in. Have you considered the strain your presence will place on your child's most important relationship? Family therapists from the American Association of Marriage and Family Therapy warn that the presence of an elderly parent is one of the top 5 stressors on midlife marriages. Your presence changes the entire dynamic of the household in ways that are difficult to anticipate. Look at what happened to Evelyn, who moved in with her son Anthony and his wife Jessica after selling her home. Though they welcomed her warmly, tension grew as Jessica felt her mother-in-law was watching and judging her parenting and homemaking. Anthony found himself caught between his mother and wife, constantly mediating conflicts neither woman would openly acknowledge. "I never meant to come between them," Evelyn explained, "but I could see their marriage suffering." Anthony started staying late at work to avoid coming home to the tension. "Jessica would barely speak when I was in the room. I overheard them arguing about me at night. After 8 months, Jessica threatened divorce if the living situation didn't change. By the time Evelyn moved out, the damage to their marriage required months of counseling to repair." Are you prepared to witness the daily struggles of your child's marriage up close? Have you thought about how your presence might affect the intimate dynamics of their household? Here's what you must do. Respect your child's marriage by ensuring regular private time for the couple. Be extremely conscious of boundaries and never insert yourself into marital disagreements. Consider alternative living arrangements like an in-law suite, granny pod, or nearby senior community that maintains family connections without constant presence in their home. The most loving thing you can do may be to protect your child's primary relationship by maintaining your own separate space. Have you asked yourself whether your desire to live with your child might actually harm the family you're trying to be closer to? We've uncovered the 5 devastating nightmares that occur when parents move in with adult children after 65. Loss of independence, financial tensions, damaged relationships, lifestyle clashes, and strain on your child's marriage. The good news is that awareness of these challenges gives you the power to make better choices. Whether you choose carefully structured co-living with clear boundaries or maintain your independence through other living arrangements, you can protect both your dignity and your precious family relationships. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button right now and subscribe for more honest advice about senior living options. Comment below if you've experienced any of these situations. Your story might help others avoid the same mistakes. Share this video with friends and family members who might be considering this major life change. Your quick action today could save someone's family relationships tomorrow.